For a while now, I've really been into the Dakar Rally, and from the Dakar motorbikes, I've really wanted to take some inspiration to build my own Dakar mountain bike. So I've bought this. This is a Cannondale F800 Lefty, and as you can see, it's only got one fork. Luckily the bike's already fitted with Mavic 223 disc wheels, which is good because these bikes need to have a specific kind of wheel for the front. Speaking of the front, the forks don't quite really work. Over here on the top of the forks you have this switch looking thing, which is supposed to harden and soften the suspension, but it doesn't actually do anything. So before we do anything, we really need to take the forks off and get them serviced. Luckily, I know just the guy. So the first count of action is to take the forks off, package them, and then get them sent off to him. So let's get on with that. We should be able to undo this. I believe that turning this ends up pushing the wheel away, which if you left the caliper on it would just push against the disc brake. So I believe. Ooh! And so it did. So it turns out this is what the axle on a Lefty looks like. If you see, it's kind of like an ice cream size, or ice cream cone shape. It ends up sliding into this lovely Mavic wheel that has a Cannondale hub of its own. Just a big hole basically, with what looks like this is the bearing. So I'm most likely going to need to change that bearing because it doesn't look very nice. So I'll probably do that at the same situation, but we'll carry on trying to get this fork off so we can get it packaged and posted away. Luckily from here it looks like all I've got to do is undo these clamps here and at the top of the tree here, and then the post should pretty much just drop out. Hopefully. I'd be very surprised if it's that easy. So let's give it a go. The axle bolt was a 5mm, so hopefully... Oh, it is! This is also a 5mm. The rarity, in my opinion, of getting the majority of the hardware is to be the same size, which is fantastic. So whoever's designed this has designed it in mind of an idiot pulling it apart. So there's somewhat of a rail system, so I'm guessing that aligns the wheels, or wheel. Okay, so you can't drop the fork out of there. I believe you have to take this stem off here and basically slide the tree out somehow, or pull what looks like the stem. So let's give that a go. This is uncharted territory for someone who hasn't got a clue what he's doing in the first place, let alone working on a bike that has suspension. There's water in there. Lovely. Right, that's off. But so far I think I've just got to undo this top tree piece here. Let's hope I don't mess this bike up. Ah. This looks like I'm onto something. Oh! Now with the forks off, we need to get them packaged and posted. Cue the postage montage. Now with the forks done, it kind of leaves us with a bit of a carcass. You see, a bike with no forks is hardly a place to start, so we're going to have to innovate and start somewhere else. Perhaps with the tyres. See, the tyres are quite nice, but for those eagle-eyed people will notice that the front tyre was actually on backwards. Although they're quite cool tyres, I want something a little bit more pizzazzy. Now I did actually think about getting rid of these Schwalbe Marathon Plus MTB tyres and changing them over to some red Panaracers, like these. But we all know that Schwalbe Marathon Plus tyres are pretty much bulletproof. The only thing I don't like is this high-vis strip. Now as the front wheel's already off, we might as well start with this one. Usually if you have a look, there'll be an area where pretty much the high-vis tape overlaps, a bit like that. You can just slightly pick it off and then peel it and it should just come off like a whole piece of string. There it is. Ow. So there we go. It does make quite a big difference. It's now just black wall tyres compared to sort of the 1950s white wall tyres. So I'm now going to go and take the rest of the pinstripes off and we'll see what they look like. That's the high-vis spaghetti gun. Now normally you'd work on a bike with the fork intact, but because it's off at the moment having a service, we're kind of having to deal with other parts on the bike. And I really want to put a rack on the back of this because it's a Dakar bike, like a rally bike, so we're going to need some sort of storage on the back. I've got a couple of options. We've got this. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know it's the top move. It actually detaches completely and you can move the clampy piece so you can have it like this, or like that, or you can switch this the other way around. You can have it however you want. It's a little bit small, it's a little bit lightweight for what we want, but that's one option. Roughly like that. Option number 2 is a big old-fashioned seat post rack with pannier sides on it. I've got a couple of other ideas to make it quite unique. So we might have to go with this rack because of the extra space and for the length for a mudguard. Now I know it looks a little bit high, and it's going to be really hard for some of you to understand what I'm about to do, but I'm going to fit this. Why? Because how close can you get to a Dakar rally motorbike without putting actual motorbike parts on there? So I've spent a while with the heat gun trying to manipulate the mudguard so it kind of goes in the shape that I want it to. I did manage to crack the pannier rack side on the non-dry side, but we're just going to use a little bit of this duct tape just to cover it up. It's a bit of patina. Now that we've got that on the back, we've got the rack and the mudguard, it's a test to see how they go. Just give it some time, the rest of the bike will kind of mould into this kind of sort of style. We might as well just carry on with the rear of the bike. Let's put a saddle on there. Right, so the saddle we're going to go for this time, instead of this Cannondale saddle, is an old Brooks B17. It's quite beaten up. It's black. I do have a brown one that's brand spanking new, which wouldn't go very well with it. I I do have quite a nice basket that might actually look quite good on there, because we can still cable tie things to the side and keep it utilitarian. And with a couple of cable ties, it's fitted. So guys, this is about as far as I can get with the bike, as we still don't have the forks back. I've turned the tyre the correct way round, so that's all ready to go on. But at the start of the video I explained that I had some inspiration to build a Dakar bike. And just like a lot of people have, they've been using AI and ChatGPT and things like that. I used AI Gemini, which I think is the Google one, and I asked it, please can you design me some Dakar Rally style mountain bikes? And these are what it came up with. So as the outro of the video, I'm going to roll the clips of these different pictures. In the meantime, go down in the comments, tell me which is your favourite, what sort of things you think we should add to this. Probably more motorbike parts. Let me know what you think of it. Do you think it's stupid? Do you think it's probably going to be quite a cool looking build if we go all the way? Head over to Instagram and check out over there. I sometimes put reels out and videos and pictures of what's going on. Check out my Vinted. I'll leave my link somewhere here, maybe in the description below. I sell bike parts on there and all sorts of things. I ship UK wide. Yeah, check it out, and thanks very much for watching, guys. And again, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
Oh, look at that. That's a nice one. I like that. I like the weird box on this one, though. But this one's got nice headlights. This one's got a petrol tank for some reason. I like the visor. I like the visor more on this. Looks like an e-bike, though. Lots of pannier racks and things like that on everything. Proper boxes. The dials are on backwards on that one. This is cool. This is nice. That's proper Dakar sort of rally bike. That looks like a BMX. Looks like a spaceship. Toolbox on the bottom.
That was an avalanche.
Bye!